In a small village nestled by the sea, the wind always carried a hint of fear. Here lived a young boy named Finn, whose heart was as wide as the ocean and whose curiosity was deeper still. His village, Havenwood, existed under the constant threat of a monstrous sentient storm. It wasn't just weather, it was a thinking, raging force that would descend upon them without warning. Its howling winds tearing at rooftops and its waves clawing at their shores. While the villagers huddled in their homes, praying for the storm to pass, Finn would watch from his window, a strange mix of fear and wonder in his eyes. He saw not just destruction, but a profound, overwhelming sadness in the storm's fury. One day, while exploring the forbidden cliffs after a particularly brutal tempest, Finn stumbled upon a hidden opening masked by thick salt-sprayed ivy. Inside, he found a cave the sea had forgotten. The walls were covered in ancient carvings, telling a story not of fighting the storm, but of communicating with it. They depicted a forgotten pact between humans and the sky. And there, on a natural stone pedestal, lay a spiral-shaped conch shell, shimmering with an otherworldly light. It was the artifact from the legends, the key to understanding the storm's language. A new hope, fragile yet fierce, sparked within Finn. He knew what he had to do. With the conch shell secured in his satchel, Finn embarked on a journey whispered only in legends. He sailed his small boat into the heart of the roiling sea, navigating treacherous waters and facing the storm's initial wrath. The winds tested his courage, and the waves threatened to swallow him whole. Yet, with each challenge, he held the conch, feeling a strange connection hum through it. Through the swirling chaos, he began to see visions, not of malice, but of immense loneliness. He saw the storm as a solitary being, born of ancient energies, drifting through the ages without a single soul to understand its existence. Its rage was not evil. It was a desperate cry for connection, a tantrum born from millennia of solitude. The monster he was taught to fear was simply misunderstood. Finn finally reached the eye of the storm, a place of eerie, swirling calm. The sky above was a vortex of raw power. He stood on the deck of his tiny boat, raised the shimmering conch to his lips, and blew, not a challenge, but a soft, mournful note that echoed the storm's own sorrow. The wind stilled. The churning waters grew quiet. Finn spoke, his voice filled not with defiance, but with empathy. "I hear you," he called out. "You are not alone." He poured out all his understanding, sharing his own feelings of being small and sometimes overlooked. The conch amplified his emotions, weaving them into the very fabric of the storm, bridging the gap between a small boy and a colossal force of nature. For the first time, the storm felt seen. A gentle warmth spread through the air. The dark, menacing clouds began to part, revealing a brilliant, sunlit sky. The storm's immense power didn't vanish. It transformed. The howling winds softened into a steady, protective breeze, and the crashing waves settled into a gentle, rhythmic tide. Finn returned to Havenwood not just as a survivor, but as a bridge between two worlds. The storm, now a gentle guardian, would circle the village, its presence a comforting shield rather than a terrifying threat. Finn, the boy who dared to listen, became a hero of a different kind. He hadn't conquered the storm, he had befriended it, teaching his people that the greatest strength is not found in fighting our fears, but in having the courage to understand them. And from that day on, the village of Havenwood lived in perfect harmony with the sea and the sky. Thank you so much for watching this story unfold. If you enjoyed this journey, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need a little magic today. Until next time, stay curious.